morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company, welcome back to Canto 9, welcome back to The Unsevering. So last time we were thoroughly humbled by Lucio, which I believe is actually how his name is pronounced, not Lucio, but I could be wrong. I'm going to stick with Lucio for now. But yeah, he humbled us quite a lot. I would say partially that comes down to me not really playing Warped Corp very well. I'd say that's actually quite a large part of it, in my humble belief. But also the fact that Warped Corp are quite old, and in one person's viewpoint, at least what I saw in the comments, I feel like I saw it reflected in a few more places as well. The general idea was like, really, by this point, at this late stage, as it were, we can't really expect IDs from so long ago to realistically perform well at the current state of play. I took exception to this, so I've replaced Magical Girl Don Quixote with Warp Corp Don Quixote instead. We're leaning into Warp Corp proper. I ain't fucking around on this. But before we continue with that, we've got some rewards, and I wanted to make sure I did this on camera because there might be something cool, and people will shout at me, and, you know, gotta do it right. That's just a bunch of really nice stuff, thank you. This would have all been incredibly useful 20 minutes ago when I was leveling up Don Quixote. Well, there you go. Apparently, hiding somewhere in this Battle Pass is an ego that will work really well for NV Charge, so I'm very excited to find that. But the way What? Excuse me, why did you just jolt off to the side? I'm not crazy, right? Yeah, no, I remember I saw this in editing last time and I was like, did I accidentally record this with half the screen clipped because this is like over there? But it turns out, no, sometimes it just gets stuck on the edge of the screen and half the player card goes off it. This doesn't matter, but it's really weird. I spent quite a while when I was editing the last part just staring at the screen going, did I fuck up the whole video? Now, I'm absolutely committed to using Warp Corp for the upcoming challenges because, well, that's kind of the fun. Anyone can beat a Kanto with the strongest teams, right? There's nothing impressive about that, and there's no effort expended, there's no challenge involved, and in my mind, there's very little fun involved. So I'm sticking with Warp Corp, and the way I see it, there are two things I can do to get a better result than we did against Lucio, right? First of all, is play Warp Corp better. Now, I have some thoughts on this front, and I remember Evan actually provided a really useful assessment of Heathcliff, which caused me to look at Heathcliff more closely, and I realized something from what they said, and that is the fact that Heathcliff gains all of his charge on hit. None of his attacks generate charge just for being used. All of these generate charge on hit. And in fact, his skill 3 generates charge on heads hit, not just regular hit, and then consumes charge count, of course, to gain power, blah, blah, blah. All of Warp Corp kind of needs some building up time, obviously, to accumulate charge and stuff. All identities, barring certain circumstances involving minus coins and shit like that, require some time being fed good clashes to get their SP up so they can fight at their full potential most of the time. Heathcliff, Warp Corp Heathcliff especially requires it because until he starts gaining charge count to increase coin power and, you know, get his SP up so he's actually making the use of his coin power, he rolls kind of bad. God forbid they actually rolled out an ID where one actually has to work to get the most out of it, you know, go fucking figure. But all it means is in the early stages of a fight, I just need to try and protect Heathcliff a little bit. And he doesn't even necessarily need to win clashes, although of course it would be great if he did. But his main thing is that he needs to land hits. He needs to hit things. He needs to punch things. That's how he'll build his charge. It's how he'll get it going. Someone like my beloved, Warp Corp Otis, does just gain charge count for doing attacks. She is rewarded for participating. She doesn't even have to do well, although she is also rewarded for doing well. Now, I get a bad feeling immediately looking at these two, because there's no charge generation at all. Now, of course, we'll gain charge generation on higher up ties, I don't doubt it, but the fact that it's not an immediate priority in these skills does not fill me with hope. However, we've committed to this course of action, especially since I spent 1 billion fucking XP vouchers getting at a level 60. Charge count on heads hit, which is not brilliant. That's much better. On hit, gain 4 charge count twice. That's much better. Okay, and of course we get the passive. Good shit, good shit. We get rip space, which is very fun. At less than 10 charge count, lose 20% HP, so preferably want to get more charge count. Upgrades to rip, coin power for leap. Yeah, do it.
나도 드디어 중요한 일을 맡게 되는 것이오.
Hell yeah. She looks fucking sick. Oh, we'll need to come back to this one later, that's for damn sure. Also, where's Warp Corp Rhodia? I don't think that exists, does it? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Final uptide, 2 coin power on 5+ charge. No effect to the amount of charge generation. Same there. Interesting, she might struggle to generate charge. But it's worth saying that her skill 2 is really solid for generating charge. If that's a fully successful attack, she gains 8 charge count in a single skill, which is actually fucking huge. And the heads hit inflicting fragile as well is very nice. A lot of potential here, actually, genuinely. But this uptide 4 seems necessary. This is where a lot of her power seems to be coming from. Yeah, because there's no extra coin bonus on that. Nor on that, actually. Oh, yeah, and then it immediately goes to +2, a 5+ charge count. That seems quite important. 7+ coin power +1. That turns that into Gloom, which, you know, always good to get more ego accumulation. I don't know if I talked about it before, but the second thing I need to do in order to make Warp Corp good, I think, or to make things easier for myself, let's rephrase that, is thread spinning more of my egos. We have egos that will help a lot with this team. Honglu has fucking Dimension Shredder, which has an amazing passive, alongside the fact that it could just be better. Actually, let's get that now. Why not get it now? It makes just the most sense to get it now. Gain more charge count. Yeah. Really, just fucking do it. I think I can't be stingy, right? If I want to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. Although I do truly believe that it could be done without this level of upgrades and stuff. Beating this Kanto with Warp Corp, but there's no reason. If I'm fortunate enough to have resources, there's no reason to not make it easier for myself. Good shit. That'll be useful. I want to also upgrade Ryoshu's. Where is it? Blind Obsession, yeah. Now, obviously, it tinges a bit more towards poise than charge, but it does still gain charge. Does she? I was looking through here for a moment, hoping that perhaps she, generated some poise as Warp Corp, but that would be a bit weird. Yeah, I think this could be useful. Not the passive. The passive is pointless. Ah, see, it does lean in more towards poise than charge. Whatever, it's fine. I really need to thread spin more of my egos anyway. That one was probably a waste, but it's okay. That'll come into play in a different ego, like any of the poise ones she has. Don Quixote. Obviously, I thread spun Electric Screaming. It's one of my favorites. I could make it even better. That would be useful. A reason to throw out Telepole as well. Headset. Give charge count to her allies by Envy Resin. Oh. Maybe not the most useful thing for this team, but it will be very fucking useful for Envy Charge. We got stuff to play with here. I knocked my phone off charge. Oh no. Good stuff, good stuff. Did I thread spin? I did thread spone this. It's been very sponed. That's good. I like that. Heathcliff, did I ever get Telepole for you? Because I swear you... No. In fact, you don't have a charge ego, do you? But that's definitely a thing, isn't it? I swear that there is Telepole for Heathcliff. Unless I am absolutely fucking delusional, which is distinctly possible, by the way. There's cool stuff to be seen there. We'll be doing all of our extractions probably at the end of the Kanto, rather than now. Dimension Shredder. For Otis. That's something worth looking into. But Otis doesn't struggle with her charge generation very much. It can always be better, certainly. But she doesn't really struggle. Maybe I was getting Telepole confused with AEDD. Yeah, I think I was. But we'll have a quick look just to see. No, he has both. Look at that, you crazy bastard. Gain charge count by Envy Resin. Once again, that will also be fantastic for Envy Charge. Ah, it's a minus coin. Oh, how about that? Then what about ADD? What are we dealing with here? Gain charge count for every 10% of missing HP. Interesting. Inflicts paralysis and gloom fragility. Also interesting. This might be more useful for Warp Corp, whereas the other one might be more useful for Envy Charge, where he'd be multi-crack instead of Warp Corp. Lads, I'm burrowing into the world of, when hit, spend 1 charge count to heal 2.5% of max HP unless I'm looking. Ooh, wow, that's actually really good. Burrowing into the world of charge teams. This is fun and interesting, I like it. Okay, so, we would have 7 people on the field at any given time. I think Don Quixote should be an active combatant. She seems like she's a pretty good ID. I'm torn because Faust kind of sucks, but I have to say Overcharge was pretty clutch against Lucio. It gave us some opportunities to, like, diminish him in the next turn, but she does kind of suck. I would say that Merceau really fucking proved himself because he's really good in situations where we're losing. He's actually weirdly good if you're not doing well. If we're suffering, he can help bring it back, which is weird because he blows, but that's useful. Whereas Faust punches down and doesn't do it very well, but she has a passive that could help quite a lot. So I think the only real change we need to do is have Faust on the bench and have Don Quixote up front. And we'll be good to go. We're losing Wrath generation, which is worth keeping in mind. And I fear Faust might be our only Wrath generation. Oh god, she might actually be. Ooh, that's... Nope. Our best boy Honglu has us covered. The problem is that Honglu, I found, at least in that specific battle, his greatest utility was blocking. But if we go up against, like, a blunt-using opponent, that is going to become significantly less effective. Nevertheless, I think this would be the way to play it. Alright, I've delayed long enough, let's get in there. It's going to be a while before we do a big fight anyway, I reckon. I still need to EX that, I haven't tried yet. I'll probably send in the Kurokuma, I reckon they could probably handle it. I don't know, we'll see. I am committed to using Warp Corp for this. I totally think it can be done. And done reasonably as well. I don't think it's going to be that hard. We have arrived. I love the remix. I appreciate that. The sight that greeted us was nothing like what we remembered from our last visit for the regular checkup. Of course we're too late.
건사 쪽에서 제압하는 중이거나 적어도 교전이 진행 중일 거라 예상했는데.
I mean, yeah, it is a bit surprising to walk into our actual headquarters and it's clearly been a one-sided massacre. That's quite a thing. God knows what's happened to Martin or Alyssa or Hohenheim. Yet there was nobody left standing, much less making a run for it. All we could see were bodies slumped along the floor, filling the corridor in motionless silence.
이렇게까지 처참하게 당했을 줄은 예상 못했는데.
It reminds me of the time when the ship I was on went down. I was a sailor, you know. Jokes aside, Ishmael, this is actually a fantastic analogy. She couldn't have summarized it better. I never thought the ship would go down this badly. I agree. I'm 100% there with her. I would not have suspected that Limbus Company headquarters would fucking dive this hard. Everyone makes a great point. We would have expected more resistance, more of a fight, more of a stand being made. But it's a good moment to remind us just how much of a small fish Limbus Company actually is. Our strongest asset at the moment is Vergilius. And guess what? He's not here. And that is by design. That is exactly what the House of Spiders intended, because the House of Spiders fucking knew that. And they were like, don't let Vergilius be at HQ. But I wonder if they're truly setting all of this up just to get Ryoshu. And if so, well, the fact that Valentine is also referring to her as Ticket means they have some important use for her, for sure.
파우스트 씨, LCE의 전투 가능한 인원의 비율이 어떻게 되는지 아시나요?
I fear the number will be in the single digits.
LCE는 다른 연구 부서에 비해 전투 테스트 및 실험 빈도가 잦습니다. 그렇기에 직원 대다수가 기본적인 전투 훈련을 이수한 뒤 입사했습니다.
And that's marvelous, but basic training isn't going to help you against a fucking nurse father, is it?
착용하고 있는 에고 장비 또한 전투에서 충분한 성과를 거둘 수 있는 수준으로 연구와 추출이 진행되었지만
Well, we've run into an interesting situation in which Ego is a parallel to the real-life introduction of the crossbow and later the gun, right? Ego, at least in this method, right, where it's extracted and can be equipped by someone without necessarily having to manifest it themselves, provides a power boost that levels the playing field, but to a certain degree, you would still lack skill. Skill is still a thing, and the House of Spiders, a lot of it seems to lean into the idea of like, yeah, but how good are you at what you do? Like, having a high power level is great. Let's use Dragon Ball Z as an easy equivalent. But how good are you at fighting? I remember, right? Oh, none of you are gonna care, but this is a great example. There was a fight in the Boo saga in Dragon Ball Z, right? Where Boo, he's just fucking maxing for days, right? He's been necking protein shakes, and by protein shakes, I mean people. And might have been Cell Saga even, I'm not sure. Those two sagas were very similar in their general, like, concept, but whatever. Point is, someone's just beating the fuck out of him and goes, have you trained at all in your life? You're really strong, but you don't know how to fight at all. And that, I feel like, is the parallel that can be applied here. You'd have a lot of people here who have really fancy ego gear, but they don't know how to fight. And when there's a certain level of power difference, you wouldn't need to know how to fight. I don't need to know how to fight if I can punch a hole in a wall. Unless I fight someone of relatively equivalent strength who has also trained for years, at which point all of my extra power goes right out the window, because I can't even use it properly. And that's what I think would have happened here. Even if the Nurse Fathers and the House of Spiders and all that weren't as powerful as an ego user, and let's be real, they are. I'm just presenting a hypothetical here, an example. Even if they weren't as powerful, they are so much better fighters that the extra power from ego equipment just wouldn't really be brought to bear. And it's kind of the opposite situation of Lucio versus Ryoshu, where I would say Lucio right now is more powerful than Ryoshu, but Ryoshu's a more skilled fighter, even though she doesn't remember all of the styles taught to her. Or alternatively, she was like, I think the theme they'll go with Ryoshu on this is, I was taught all those styles, but just copying them and replicating them in battle is boring, I do my own shit. But we'll see, that's a completely different tangent. But it's an interesting concept I like the idea of, and I wonder if we'll explore it.
계획적인 급습을 원활히 대비할 수는 없었던 것으로 보이는군요.
Also, it doesn't matter how strong you are if you get fucking ambushed. If you get ambushed, you're dead. Right? It doesn't matter if you're the greatest swordsman in all the land if someone plants a knife in your back.
실험실 속 샘님들이 거미들이 뛰어다니는 실전을 막아낼 수 있을 리가.
Two things. First of all, Ryoshu has once again just summarized everything I said very succinctly. And second of all, this is a new stance and I appreciate it. Hand in pocket is always cool. And the smirk, I appreciate you. The memories came flooding back, researchers jotting down our checkup results on piles of paper, and Hohenheim with his droopy, tired eyes leafing through the files. Yeah, he wouldn't stand a fucking chance. We'd barely exchanged goodbyes when he rounded up the burnt-out lab staff who were already pulling their hair out from the sheer level of stress to oversee another experiment in progress. So if you happen to notice anyone who looks like Hohenheim, let me know ASAP. I appreciate Merso because he's this massive fucking dude with like an iron gauntlet, and he's just a big man, and he's a big stoic quiet man, and it's like, what's his greatest skill that he brings to the team? Perception. Straight up. That's not me taking the piss out of him either. Perception. He sees. He notices. Dude's just on point all the time. Great.
신원을 파악할 수 없는 시체를 세고 확인했으나 신장이나 복장 등을 고려하였을 때 호헨하임일 가능성은 확률적으로 매우 낮습니다.
And consider how quickly he did that as well.
시신의 상태를 보니까 대부분 제대로 정해보지도 못하고 당했구만.
Distinctly possible, yeah. With a glum look in his eyes, Gregor examined the bodies strewn across the floor.
32구의 시체 중 26구의 시체가 동일한 외상을 보유하고 있습니다.
That's interesting. Did you think they managed to kill 26 of them that fucking quickly? Identical?
공통적으로 흉부 중앙, 심장이 있는 위치에 나선형의 관통상이 있으며 흉기는 시체들의 손에 쥐어진 나선과 유사한 물체로 추정됩니다. 관리자님.
이 나선 이분들이 스스로 뽑아낸 것 같아요. 왜 이런?
Interesting.
부드럽군.
Soft. Ryoshu cast her gaze down, quietly eyeing her palm. From the cryptic words and the contemplative look on her face, I could easily guess that she was taking a trip through the shadows of her past, of which there seemed to be many. Touching an invisible object with her palm and feeling its texture in search of something that should have been there in her hands. And I've been through enough to know that we would be revisiting her past together. However, Oh? What I witnessed was completely different from the memories of the other sinners I'd seen so far. The vision I saw was completely fragmented, as if a blade had cut up her memories into pieces. Within Ryoshu's memories, something did indeed rest in her palm. However, I couldn't even make out whether its hue was closer to black or white. Was it some kind of food, a weapon, or something else entirely? It looks like the dagger, but I don't know. Even the expression that crossed her face when she saw it and the words that slipped from her lips in that moment escaped me. One thing I saw for sure, though, was that the person who, in all likelihood, had given it to her, was letting out a lazy puff of smoke whirling into the air, watching Ryoshu's reaction in complete ease. I bet that was wholesome. I gazed back upon the cryptic scenes of Ryoshu's memory that flashed before my eyes. She's like, I'm fucking over it, mate. You can analyze it all you want, I don't give a shit. Ryoshu, is there anything you remember?
사루.
Saru, okay.
기억나는 건 이름뿐이군.
Interesting. I imagine we'll run into them soon.
시계. 너도 들여다봤듯이 내 머리 안은 난도질탕에 있다.
And the question I have, I guess it's similar to Honglu's situation back in Canto 8, but the question is, how specifically? Was this due to psychological duress and or manipulation, or has it been done through technology and exterior means? You could use a combination of drugs and treatment, I suppose. Or was everything just so ungodly amounts of fucky that she just doesn't remember it all properly?
순서도 모습도 제각각 엉켜있지.
I'm sure you'll be much happier for having remembered it all.
그러니 나는 기억에 대해 설명할 수 있는 것이 없다.
상황 파악은 어느 정도 된 것 같군. 이곳에서 일어날 수 있는 최악의 사태는
The worst case scenario here would be that they had gotten into the cafeteria and stolen all of the ladyfinger biscuits, and then Faust's canto would start immediately as she immediately distorts because she never got a biscuit.
외부의 침입과 함께 환상체나 뒤틀림 최종들이 동시다발적으로 탈출하는 상황이다.
Oh yeah, that'd be an easy way to cause chaos, wouldn't it?
와, 그건 진짜 상상도 하기 싫은데. 침입자들을 상대하면서 탈출한 괴물들까지 같이 제압해야 하는 거잖아.
Oh geez, it would just be another Tuesday.
그래. 그리고 우리는 지금 그 최악의 사태에 휘말렸지.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
그렇구나.
Otis wasted no time to deliver the conclusion that'd kill everyone's morale. But it is extremely realistic and a threat we must consider as we move through this place. I don't even know what abnormalities we had here. What if we encounter our first Aleph?
순서대로 나열하자면
Let's start from the beginning. Goes all the way back to Canto 1. Play through the whole game again.
1차적으로 이곳 LC 부사가 정체불명의 세력의 기습을 받았다. 시각은 지금으로부터 약 2시간 전. 연구원들을 살해한 무기는 일정하지 않고 다양한 무기를 사용한 것으로 보이는군.
Indeed.
부려 가장 긴 궤적을 그리는 직선의 무기를 사용할 땐 말이지.
Remember to poke.
부려 작은 틈새로 목숨을 앗아가는 무기를 사용할 땐 말이지. 부려 다한 것을 으깨버리는 유연한 무기를 사용할 땐 말이지.
Good. I feel like that has really answered all of our questions.
그놈답게 엉켜있군.
Indeed.
어떤 무기들이 쓰였는지 파악하기도 쉽지 않은 거군. 이거.
Well, it all leads to the same outcome, does it not? Ryoshu whipped her hair back, furrowing her eyebrows in annoyance.
최소 3개 이상의 무기를 능숙하게 사용하는 자라고 봐야 되겠군.
He's gonna have like 10, isn't he?
다시 이어서 말하자면
Moving on.
침입자들의 기습은 예측할 새도 없이 순식간에 수행되었고 LC에서는 제대로 된 반격조차 이뤄지지 못했다. 학살에 가깝다고 볼 수 있지.
What basically happened was that whoever came in here was playing Dynasty Warriors, and the LCE garrison were playing Dead by Daylight. Right? I feel like that summarizes it pretty well.
주목해야 하는 사실은 여기에 있다.
Now here's something that demands our attention. This generator is broken. Who will repair it?
이들이 환상체의 격리실 문을 개방한 것은 습격이 성공적으로 종료된 이후로 보인다.
I'm not a Dead by Daylight player. I just played it a few years back. I like the concept, but it's never really gripped me as such. So they landed the surprise attack and then let the abnormalities out. Okay.
보통은 그 반대로 하려고 하겠죠.
Did you just make a fishy pun, Ishmael, because you're a sailor?
먼저 격리실 문을 개방시켜서 상황을 혼잡스럽게 만들고 나면 그 혼란을 틈타 마무리를 하는 것이 더 수월할 테니까요.
Alas, this is being done in a very deliberate order. And to be fair to the House of Spiders, gotta give them some credit. They don't seem like the type of people to do things the easier way. And you know, I can respect that. I can. My Warp Corp dudes are gonna absolutely tear through them, and by that I mean there might be more retries in this canto than any other canto we've done so far, and I'm looking forward to it.
그래. 일반적으로 할 법한 전략은 아니지.
Seems less strategy and more performance, yes?
이런 변칙적인 수를 둔 이유는 두 가지 정도의 추측을 해볼 수 있다. 첫 번째로는 이들은 양동작전 따위가 필요 없을 정도의 실력자라는 것.
I mean, that seems all but confirmed by this point.
트럭에서 카론 씨를 붙잡은 그자 정도의 실력을 갖춘 이들이 여럿일 수도 있다는 것이겠네요.
Sinclair, I'm currently operating under the assumption that basically every member of the House of Spiders who isn't an auto mannequin is at least as strong as Lucio, and if not, stronger. That's my assumption, considering he was an apprentice.
두 번째는 일종의 후속 대처를 위해 일부러 환상체를 탈출시켰을 가능성이다.
Ah, yes, the ancient strategy passed down through the generations known as taking the piss. Pouring salt into the wound. The Nina, as it were.
후속 대처? 혹 그들이 습격했다는 사실을 숨기기 위해서라는 말인 겐가?
Maybe? They don't seem particularly bothered about us knowing it's them, though. And, like, they're actively being like, hey, Ryoshu, we're over here in the headquarters, come find us. Ha 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 ha.
아니, 위정책은 가능성이 낮다. 시체를 집어먹는 환상체가 있었다면 모를까. 이렇게 특징적인 상흔을 남겨놓고서 할 만한 기만 작전은 아니겠지.
It is pretty fair to say that if the House of Spiders wanted to remain anonymous, they would have.
좀 더 타당한 건 우리와 같이 후속으로 진입할 본사의 지원군을 지연시키려는 목적이 있을 거다.
Yeah, a lot of their strategy seems to be to buy time, but for what purpose exactly?
시간을 끈다는 건 그렇군요. 뭘 찾고 있나 보죠?
그래. 분명한 표적을 갖고 침입했을 가능성이 높다.
Indeed, indeed.
저들이 찾는 것이 이곳 어딘가에 있다는 거겠군요.
Maybe we can pick it up first and do a little bargain, unless they're looking for Ryoshu. Just Ryoshu and nothing else, at which point we already have it, we probably should leave.
찾는데 오랜 시간이 소요되는 것이어서 저희의 발을 묶어 놓아야 하는 걸 테고요.
I'm not sure this is all for our... Let me rephrase that. I'm not sure the delaying tactics are for our benefit. Feels more like that's for Virgilius's benefit, right? Just in case he deals with Valentina and Lucio quicker than they expect. They're like, alright, we'll put some fucking abnormalities in his way as well. Buy time. We want to resolve this situation with Ryoshu, and then there's also something else we may or may not want. I don't know.
서둘러야겠어.
Yeah, we need to get moving. We need to do some fights. And a fight we will do. Now, it's far too early to make this statement fully, but so far, don't get me wrong, having thumb members in the House of Spiders is sick because thumb members are fucking cool. But I was hoping for some more twisted designs. It's the House of Spiders. I'm not saying they all have to have fucking 8 legs and spin webs, but I'm hoping for something a little more twisted, something a little more creepy. there's plenty of time, and I'm sure that does become a thing. But, oh, Picatula. Well, I won't bore you. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of Picatula. Nevertheless, this won't be particularly interesting for you guys. So we get rid of Faust, and we put in Don Quixote. And someone mentioned that if I really wanted to lean into the concept of only having Warp Corps members on the field, I could just do that,
출발하죠.
and that's it. Don't bring this lot in. The question is, if I don't have these guys deployed, do I still get their support passives? This would be a great time to find out.
열차 상태 확인.
That's a cool looking team. We do get the support passives. Okay, yeah, well, there's no reason to bring these people in there. Well, maybe Sinclair, to be fair, but these three are too low level to help. Music's pretty sick as well. Don Quixote, are you dual-wielding daggers? That's fucking dope.
나는 언제나 달려나갈 준비가 되었어.
Well, those aren't daggers, they're like blades. Swords. Short swords, perhaps, but sick, regardless. Fucking cool. Okay.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군.
자, 진정하세요.
공간을 뭉갠다.
뭘
단숨에
공간 내주기.
공간을 뭉갠다.
자, 진정하세요.
휴식에
Nice. You know, weirdest thing, Merceau in this canto is consistently performing. As a Warp Corp character, I mean. He's actually doing well. He's rolling high.
전시회였어. 이걸 오히려 고맙다고 말해야 하나?
Or at the very least, he's rolling high for what he is. Which I really appreciate. Oh boy, there's going to be more of this. Okay. Well, no fuss for me. I'm dying. Go on without me.
이 파도 속에서 움직일 수 있는 깨어져라!
다음은 어디요?
이제 그다지 유쾌고
끝났으니까.
그다지
다음 세상으로 넘어가려면 자, 여기구나.
끝났으니까.
공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료. 승객 보건 준비.
Beautiful. I feel like I'm getting them to work a bit together, a bit more as a team now. I feel like it's kind of coming together. Just a little bit. Don Quixote can throw out some ridiculous shit when set
훌륭한
up properly.
전시회였어. 이걸 오히려 고맙다고 말해야 하나?
The paradox of the spiral, oh, I dare say. What is it, Gregor? Another spiral? You can tell me. As we were battling our way through the escaped Picatula, Gregor came to a sudden stop.
잠깐. 어디서 숨소리 같은 거 안 되냐? 좀 희미하긴 한데.
Breathing, you say?
들린다.
Of course Merceau hears it. He hears and sees everything.
이쪽 부근이군.
Merceau stared at the giant containment chamber door where it lay on the ground, smashed in and knocked loose. Good.
최종이나 다른 적 해체일 가능성은?
High.
낮은 편이다.
Oh.
소리의 호흡이 불안정하고 작으니 부상당한 인간의 것에 가깝다.
That's why we rely on Merceau to do the listening for us, because he knows.
이거 오티스 씨. 생존자의 가능성이 조금이라도 있다면 구하는 게 맞지 않겠어?
I'm sure we will save them and they will go on to live a long and happy life.
본사에 나쁜 이상으로 작용하진 않겠군.
That would be nice. We knelt around the fallen door, slipped our fingers under the debris, and lifted. The door rose with a loud metallic creak. Ah, friend. That's not a good sign, though, is it, really? Maybe she won't die. Underneath the door was a woman, her breathing shallow.
이분은
She's maybe not dead yet, but might be in a minute. She was one of Hohenheim's researchers who guided us through the regular checkup.
알리사예요. 이름까지는 기억 못하실 것 같아서.
Of course we remember your name, we don't make many friends. Alyssa slowly shared her name, her voice strained as if she was squeezing the air out of her lungs. She was covering her chest with her hands, overcome with pain.
알리사 씨 상태는
Are you okay?
숨을 크게 쉴 때마다 통증이 심해서.
Yeah, there's a spiral-shaped implement near where all your breathing happens. I don't know if it's exactly where all your breathing happens. I don't know a lot about anatomy, but close enough for it to be concerning.
살려달라고 소리를 지를 수가 없었어요.
Luckily, Merceau's legendary ears propped your location.
팀장님이 말씀하시던 게 생각나네요. 우리는 주인공이 아니기에 동전이 던져진다면 앞이 나올지 뒤가 나올지 그저 기다릴 뿐이라고.
Wow, that's subtle. Alyssa let out a brief dejected chuckle before wincing with pain.
아니, 아프다는 양반이 무슨 농담 따먹기야. 잠깐, 이 말뚝은
Is it a stake? Alyssa's hand was grasped around the same spiral-shaped rod that the bodies in the hallways were holding.
무슨 일이 일어났던 거지?
We need information, please, before you die.
경고음이
Mm-hmm.
경고음이 울리지 않았어요.
That's a big problem.
저희 부서는 조금이라도 뭔가 잘못되면 곧바로 경보가 발동되도록 설계되어 있었어요.
So it would be an even worse situation because they're all very used to alarms actually working and working on anything, so they would have been entirely unprepared.
호헨하임 씨가 로보토미 코퍼레이션의 채용을 답습하게 되고 싶진 않으시다고 강력하게 주장하신 덕택이었죠.
Well, gotta give him credit, it was a good idea. It just didn't work. A pained grimace crept into Alyssa's expression as she tried to calmly continue her explanation. It wasn't just from what was staked through her chest.
당신들이 습격을 알아차리기 직전까지도 아무런 경고음도 발동되지 않았군요.
There must have been an insider, surely.
네. 그래서는 안 되는 거였는데.
We waited quietly as Alyssa caught her breath and calmed down.
갑자기 불이 꺼졌어요.
So this was like the perfect ambush.
이번에 진행하고 있는 실험 때문일 거라고 생각했어요. 전력을 많이 잡아먹는 실험이라고 팀장님이 종종 투덜거리시곤 했거든요. 그때부터 이상하다고 생각했어야 하는 건데.
Hard to, like, really prepare for or be ready for or to expect some kind of, like, cadre of impossibly strong assassins to just burst into your hyper-secure facility with no alarms and start murdering everyone. You know? Alyssa blamed herself to no avail, her voice growing faint.
그래서 시간이 지나면 자연스럽게 복구가 될 거라고 생각했어요. 다른 직원들도 마찬가지였죠. 대수롭게 여기지 않았어요. 왜냐면
경고음이 울리지 않았으니까요. 네, 이해해요.
Indeed, understandable. It is.
저는 실험실에 가지고 와야 하는 자료가 있어서 그곳으로 향하고 있었는데
And then Lobotomy Corporation style things happened.
그러다가 어둠 속에서 또렷하게 누군가의 구두 소리가 들렸어요.
That's spooky.
느리지도 빠르지도 않은 여유 있으면서도 절도 있는 걸음걸이였죠. 그렇게 걷는 사람은 저희 부서엔 없어요. 다들 바쁜 마음에 종종 걸음으로 빨리 걸어 다니거든요.
Whoever this guy is, he sounds fucking sick.
그 직후에는 누군가가 단말마 같은 비명을 지르는 것을 시작으로
It occurs to me, and I think it's credit to the game doing a good job of conveying this like scenario to me. But it would be really cool. First of all, the idea of having like a horror style game in a fucking abnormality lobotomy corporation style containment facility is nothing unique or unusual. We've heard that discussed a million times, I'm sure. But there's something to the idea of having a trained killer in the hallways, right? And I don't mean just someone who's good at it, but someone who has mastered it, right? And like you're either being hunted or you're just trapped in the same place as them, and they can absolutely rinse you in a second. There's no contest, there's no fight, there's no real measure of defense. But they're not like prowling or sprinting or like being overtly creepy or anything like that. They're just strolling. They're just strolling around. That casual gait, as it were, that she just talked about, the click-clack of dress shoes. That in a horror-style setting where you're trying to avoid him, but you can just hear his casual footsteps getting closer and closer, I think would be really effective. There's something to that. There's some sort of vibe to that I appreciate. I don't really know how to articulate it, but the idea of that is really cool. Just some casual-ass fucking assassin who is just so superior to you that it's not even a contest. And once again, they're not chasing you. They're not tracking you as such. They probably know where you are and they're not in a rush. They're just heading towards you. And it's like hide or run or do something. I don't know. I don't know how to really convey it, but there's something to that I think is very cool and can be very intimidating.
끝없는 아비 교환이 이어졌어요.
아하.
무슨 일이 일어나는 건지 아무도 몰랐어요.
살려줘.
누구야?
Indeed.
앞을 향해서 달리는 것밖에는 도리가 없었어요.
So of course, on top of like all of the stuff that made the ambush so effective from a pure tactical standpoint, morale was also instantly broken. So no one stood and fought, even if they would have stood a chance, and they wouldn't have. But even if they would have stood a chance, it didn't matter because morale was so thoroughly broken instantly. Everyone just legged it.
그러다가 가볍게 스쳐가는 바람 소리가 느껴졌고,
And right in the chest.
곧 가슴이 뜨거워졌어요. 고개를 내려보니 이미 여기가 꿰뚫려져 있었고, 잠시 정신을 잃었다가 깨어보니 이미 격리실이 누군가에 의해 강제 개방되어 있었어요.
And apparently dropped the door on you.
온갖 환상체와 죄종에 이어 뒤틀림까지 탈출하고 격리실 문이 튕겨 나가지는 바람에 옴짝달싹도 못하게 되었고요.
Distortions as well.
호엔하임 씨나 다른 분들과는 같이 있지 않았던 것이군요.
Not as such.
팀장님, 팀장님은 발표실 근처에 계셨을 거예요.
There's no way he didn't go to the conference hall. Our scary assassin man would have gone there for sure.
혹시 제 주머니에 있는 종이와 펜을 좀 꺼내주실래요?
Alyssa drew a simple map on a piece of torn paper.
다른 분들이 무사할지는 모르겠어요. 하지만 이 방향대로 가면 아마 행방의 단서라도 찾을 수 있을 거예요.
I couldn't even draw a map of my house if I was like stabbed and dying, let alone a map of the. Well, I do work at my house, but you know what I mean. My place of work or whatever. No, I wouldn't be able to. I lack the discipline, I think, to have that kind of solid memory, even in normal circumstances, let alone once again under duress.
그래, 그래. 대강 알겠으니까 이제 상처 좀 살펴보자고.
Now might be the time for some first aid, perhaps? Gregor replied calmly. Not as calmly as he would have liked, but calmly nonetheless.
젠장, 피가 안 멈추잖아. 이거 평범한 무기가 아닌 것 같은데.
Yep.
넌 뭐 좀 보이냐?
What is this? Heathcliff asked Otis with palpable concern. I saw this during my days in the military. Really? No idea.
움직임이 클수록 체내로 파고드는 구조로 보인다.
Marvelous. Good.
살상보다는 제압에 특화된 공방 제품 중 하나인 것 같군.
So everything seems to be focused on incapacitation, slowing down, rather than an outright kill. Then again, that does lean into the whole spider thing, doesn't it? Spiders don't kill outright. They, wrap them up and store them and kill them over a long period of time. So I suppose we're dealing with the damage over time faction. God, we're dealing with the damage over time faction. Oh no. Oh no. How much bleed? How much burn? Oh no. How much poison are these boss fights gonna have?
이 정도 물건을 쑤셔 넣었다는 건 죽이고 싶었다면 충분히 죽일 수 있었다는 거겠지.
There is a method to all this.
팔을 묶어두고 싶었던 건지 아니면 악취미일 뿐인 건지.
Well, that's the thing, of course, like Gregor just outlined, there's no need to stall these combatants because they could kill them outright incredibly easily. So, is it just the creepy spider fetish, or is it...
가만히 있었기에 오히려 무사했나. 현명한 판단을 내렸군.
Yeah, don't start moving now.
현명했기보다는 너무 아파서 움직일 생각도 안 들던데요.
That's good, continue not moving.
상처를 봉합하거나 치료할 수 있는 걸 찾아온다면 무게를 뽑을 수 있지 않겠는가?
This seems like the kind of thing where extracting the weapon would just open the wound entirely.
그래, 영영 저런 걸 달고 있을 순 없잖아. 빨리 뽑고 상처를 치료해서.
소용없다.
Yeah. Ryoshu spat out a reply.
소용없다니요? 혹시 뽑히지 않는 장치인가요?
Not without causing lethal damage, I'm sure.
아니, 뽑아내는 것은 어렵지 않아. 그러지 않는 편이 나을 뿐.
Yeah.
억지로 뽑으면 복도에 있던 그 시체들처럼 되는 거냐?
Presumably.
그래, 저 나선은 반대편에 도달하기 위해 끝없이 파고들지만 역설적이게도 그 자체만으로는 관통하지 못한다. 도달할 수 없거든.
The paradox of the spiral. So what's the solution?
쌀, 이건 나선이야.
This is called a spiral.
한 번 박히고 나면 조금만 움직여도 계속 파고들기 때문에 제자리에 가만히 있을 수밖에 없단다.
But why?
처음에는 따끔한 가시처럼 느껴질 뿐이지만 빼내려 할수록 파고드는 무기지.
Marvelous.
하지만 계속 파고들긴 해도 정작 꿰뚫고 나오진 못해.
Is this some more performance art bullshit? You artsy types are crazy.
끝에 도달하려 할수록 나선은 점점 느려져서 결국엔 끝에 닿을 수 없거든.
Or is perhaps the idea here that there's some, obviously symbolism, that's obvious, but the point is there symbolism that would allow someone to survive being hit by this thing? Do you have to move despite not wanting to because it can never get to its endpoint? But then again, you would want it to get to its endpoint because then it would fucking leave your body. A straight perforation through the body is better than some large jagged object just lodged inside you. It seems like there's no fucking solution, but we'll see.
대체하는 방법은 알지? 네가 일을 끝내고 오면 알려줄 거란다.
Uh-huh.
만약도 없이 오부려 했다간.
Ah.
파고들며 엉켜든 모든 것이 뽑혀 나올 거다.
Ah, so you basically disembowel someone by trying to pull it out. That's not great.
그러니 살고 싶다면 지금처럼 가만히 있도록.
Good. But she can't just sit there with a fucking spiral in her chest for the rest of her life. Not if we want it to be more than 20 minutes. All I could see were these fragments of her memories, its remnants. Try to pull it out.
오부려 했다간.
Try to pull it out without the thing. There's a thing that helps.
작은 숫자도 없이 오부려 했다간.
The matching thing. Once again, I recalled Ryoshu's shattered memories with a distinct feeling of drawing something up to the surface. Once again, I recalled Ryoshu's terrible, Wii exclusive Silent Hill game. God, that game looked awful. The scenes from her mutilated memories. As it was generally the case, I didn't know exactly how I did it. It just came naturally to me the moment I wished for it to happen.
뭐가 좀 보였나 시계?
I'm seeing all kinds of brain stuff. What do you make of it? Ryoshu, what if the spiral needs a certain combination of numbers, like a password? Oh, it's like a little puzzle doodad. And then if you do it, it becomes smooth and can then be pulled out, presumably. And from the sounds of her memories, it sounds like it was used as like a, I don't know, maybe interrogation or intimidation or something. It sounded initially like it was used for motivation when sending someone to do a task or whatever, but the whole point is that the thing burrows in the more you move, so surely you couldn't.
그 나선에 엮인 역사를 풀이하려면 그에 맞는 짝이 필요하단다.
The correct pair.
짝이 맞는 숫자도 없이 오부려 했다가는.
Without a matching number.
검과 검집, 음과 양, 과거와 미래, 나와 너. 모든 건 지독하고 지긋지긋하게 짝지어져 있는 것 투성이니.
I love the concept of the one and the other, the yin and yang. It's very fun.
죽는다는 게 뭔지 아니?
Yeah, I've made a cup of tea in the morning and then immediately spilled it.
무언가를 벤다는 건.
For a brief moment, an odd expression appeared on Ryoshu's face.
흰머리.
White hair.
말씀하시죠.
Faust's just like, yes, that does mean me. Okay.
나선은 해제할 수 있다. 시계의 말대로 그 해제는 숫자와 연관이 있을 테지.
Faust, how good are you at number puzzles?
하지만 정확히 무엇이 필요한지가 기억나지 않는군. 거북나선이라는 이름을 가진 나선 무기에 대해서 아는 게 있나?
Check the Discord. Does anyone know about Tortoise Spiral?
파우스트를 사용하는 방법을 조금이나마 깨우치셨군요.
Close enough.
제가 해당 장치를 시각적으로 확인하였고 류슈 씨가 범위를 좁힐 수 있는 단어들을 제공했으니 파우스트는 알 수 있습니다.
Wait a minute. It's not a Discord server. Faust is a search engine. Or maybe it's a combination of the two, right? It is a repository of Faust, but you need certain keywords to direct you to the Faust that has the answer. It's all keywords and algorithms.
사용하는 방법이요?
Yes, this is how she used to be used as a search engine. Ignoring the curious looks from the sinners, Faust carefully walks up to a body and unclasps a spiral from their hands.
제논의 거북나선 파우스트에 의하면 해당 장치는 그렇게 불립니다.
Xenon's tortoise spiral. After some time, Faust pulled the bottom part of the spiral, opening its hatch.
자물쇠입니다. 대응되는 숫자는 7자리군요.
That could take hours.
또한 알리사 씨의 피가 멎지 않는 이유는 나선이 심장을 관통하지 못할 뿐 파고드는 성질 자체는 영원하기 때문일 겁니다.
Indeed, there's no time for the blood to coagulate, it's just always constantly causing more to be spilled.
잠겨 있다면 요정으로 열 수 있지 않나?
Do we have a ferry? You can't just throw that out. That's like me saying like, oh, this door's locked. If only I had a fucking RPG. It's like, well, sure, but you don't have one. Or do we? Ferry? I know what it is, but Dante doesn't.
F사의 특이점을 말하는 것이요.
Indeed.
잠겨 있는 것이라면 그 무엇이라도 열어주는 기술. 좋은 방안 아닌가?
Would a metaphorical and surprisingly literal skeleton key not do the trick?
요정으로 여는 것은 가능할 테지만 해당 나선 무기에 적용된 기술이 어느 정도의 가치를 지닌 장치일지가 중요하겠죠.
That's true. Is the spiral a singularity?
확실하게 하려면 고가의 요정이 필요하겠군. 그런 물품을 당장 근처에서 구할 수도 없는 노릇이고.
I think the chances of coming across an expensive ferry would be like not nil, but pretty fucking close. Ryoshu and the rest of us stared at the spiral lock with a degree of trepidation. We weren't going to be able to brute force a 7-digit lock, not with that attitude.
안 될 거라고 생각하긴 하는데 0부터 계속 맞춰볼 순 없는 거냐?
It probably won't work, Heathcliff, but I appreciate it.
보편적인 잠금 장치와 동일하게 일정 횟수 이상 틀린 번호를 입력할 경우
Cause problems.
됐어. 그냥 개죽음 당한다는 거잖아.
Show me death! Ding 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 ding.
마음 같아서는 솔직히 무서우니까 두고 가지 말아달라고 하고 싶거든요.
Well, if we can get the stupid thing out of her chest, we'll be able to take her with us.
하지만 실험실 근처에는 살아있는 사람들이 모여 있을지도 몰라요. 저희 팀장님 아시잖아요. 쉽게 당하실 분 아니에요.
I'm not sure. On the one hand, he strikes me as the type to get obliterated instantly. He also strikes me as the types who suffer egregious injuries and refuse to die because he's working on something.
차라리 그 사람들을 도와주세요.
I mean, we should, but
하지만 이대로면
you will probably die.
뭐 연구원이 멍청하게 죽는 100가지 방법에 나오는 것처럼 죽어서도 놀림받는 상황보다는 나은 것 같네요.
96 of which you can see in my Lobotomy Corporation playthrough. Perhaps working under Hohenheim has influenced her to put on a mask of aloofness even in situations like these, but it was clearly taking considerable effort on her part to maintain it. Were we in any other situation, I would have asked what those 100 dumb ways to die were to alleviate the tension, but I held my breath and embraced the painful silence. We have to do something.
알리사군, 다시 돌아오겠네.
She's dead.
반드시 다시 돌아오겠네. 그러니까
Yeah, I appreciate it, but she's gonna die.
적들이 다가오는 것 같으면 최대한 몸을 피해 있게. 부탁이니 포기하지 마세나.
I respect it, Don. I really do.
참고로 얘는 한다면 하는 놈이니까 흘려듣지 마라.
It's true.
네, 그럴게요. 감사해요.
C485.
Are you figuring it out? Ryoshu quietly muttered to herself.
시계. 방탈출 해봤나?
No, I'd find them remarkably irritating. What?
이건 일종의 방탈출 게임 같은 거다.
Ryoshu, have you ever played a game of escape room that wasn't, like, actually life or death? Because I can't see her doing it for fun.
불의를 위해서는 단서를 모아야 하지.
True. A game, huh?
저 연구원 놈 살리고 싶은 것 아닌가?
I do.
그렇다면 저 나선에 쓰인 고유 번호가 필요할 테니 봐둔 것뿐.
Right. Every step we took away from Melissa as she suffered a slow death was painful. I wasn't even sure if we could save her life. Shadows beset the path ahead. I bet Martin is a fucking puddle somewhere right now. He's cool enough to get a particularly gruesome death, not cool enough to survive one enemy. I mean, it could be multiple of one enemy. I suspect it won't be, though. We might be challenged. Let's do this.
정리 작업 시작합니다.
Ishmael, who had been following the route Alyssa had mapped out, stopped in her tracks.
이스마일 씨, 왜 그러세요?
Land ho!
뭔가 의아해서요.
I don't doubt it.
이스가 지도를 보고 있는데 길을 잃을 리는 없고. 뭔데?
She would never read a map wrong, because she read them all the time when she was on the Great Lake as a sailor.
길은 잘 찾아가고 있는 중이에요. 다만 너무 수월해서 문제죠.
Though we haven't encountered much resistance, yeah, I suppose so. What's wrong with that? Why not embrace the easy?
우리가 지나온 길을 떠올려 보세요. 다른 길들은 별의별 상태로 전부 막혀 있었어요.
So they want us to go this way.
좌측의 복지부서로 이어지는 통로는 폐쇄된 상태였고 우측의 통제실에 있는 방향은 잔해로 막혀 있었다.
But this is as clear as can be.
마치 우리가 한 길로만 가도록.
Perhaps even leaving Alyssa there specifically to guide us down this path.
네, 마치 그쪽에서 풀어둔 미끼를 따라가고 있는 것 같아요.
Something I'm very familiar with during my time as a sailor.
뭐 그렇다고 해서 이곳으로 가는 거 이외의 방법은 없잖아.
Unfortunately not, no.
찝찝하지만 어쩌겠냐.
각오는 해두어야겠구려.
True, true.
잠깐, 파오. 이것 좀 봐봐.
Hey, Fowl, check out this cool stick I found.
환상체가 탈출한 흔적이 보이는군요.
Are we being led towards an abnormality?
개체명은
Oh, fuck it, hell.
거울 던전에서 몇 차례 조우해본 환상체죠.
I hate the Fey Lantern. I mean, it might be a sign of Martin, and that would be good, but if it's just the fucking Fey Lantern wandering around, I'm gonna be pissed. I hate fighting that stupid thing.
그 나무 원본이 이거야?
Oh, so this could be even worse. I don't think Fey Lantern's the only abnormality that's broken free. Let's take them down and reduce them back to eggs. If they prey on any survivors who stumble in here, that'll be real trouble. Is it actually just Fey Lantern? Ugh. Lame. Hate this thing. Okay. I suppose it does suit our fighting style because we get to land some hits first, but unfortunately the person who really needs to land hits to build his charge currently can't do so.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하다.
Good job, Musto. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got him.
공간을 뭉갠다.
That's a lot of attack weight. Musto will indeed have a bad time with this thing, and really we want to do as much damage as we can while it's still out, but I don't think we're going to get to do that as such. Struggling, yeah. There's going to be a lot of neutrals and strugglings, I think. It's going to be a very awkward turn, I reckon. All we can do is go for it.
방해물을 제거합니다.
Ah, jeez. Ah, thank God. Musto never fails. Thank God for that. The wins are important. Luckily, the damage isn't too bad when we win. Heathcliff, that was not brilliant. It's going well overall, but there's the big one in a minute. Not so bad. Oh no, we actually beat the big one, so everything was okay. May as well go for Leap, I suppose, but I don't think we're going to get to play this quite the way we want to. It could get dicey. And also take fucking ages. Merceau, that was masterful. Don Quixote, that was not. We did stagger. Oh, it still gets to do the thing. Okay, still not so bad. Hang on, what's going on with this thing? It doesn't feel like the same entity we ran into in the Mirror Dungeon. If we were to delve deeper, it appears to mirror the one we encountered in the Refraction Railway. While Hohenheim does harbour some interest in this subject, he is not great enough a genius to turn that curiosity into reality. Then why could this possibly be happening? Hold on, someone left this here. It seems to be a torn page of a note. It's covered in fluorescent paint, so it would be easier to spot. Whoever left it here couldn't have known we were coming. It's probably a note meant for possible survivors. No reason not to read it. Observation record, irregularities, written by Moses, LCD on-site investigative reasoning team leader. This entity abruptly escaped its containment unit during the assault. Readers of this note should be warned that this entity shows some irregularities that have not been previously observed. Keep reading. When a high number of employees within the research facility were killed, the Fey Lantern breached containment. Under the LC's abnormality control protocols, such an escape is known to occur only when an employee with inherently low aptitude exhibits an attunement level exceeding 75% with LCE Ego Fey Lantern, or when the outcome of the managerial work is determined to be above very good. Is this implying that Martin has inherently low aptitude? The Fey Lantern, whose escape was triggered by deaths around it, has deviated from its expected behavior pattern of preying on charmed victims one by one and has instead begun consuming multiple targets all at once. Presumably, the entity must have realized that its food reserves were being rapidly depleted. After Ezra destroyed the luring unit twice, designated as Blue Fairy in the LCB observation log, the Fey Lantern's aggressiveness significantly increased. At that point, Ezra is no longer affected by its charm. Based on these observations, I was able to establish a hypothesis that anyone who observes the Blue Fairy for at least 7 seconds and then immediately destroys its head becomes immune to its influence. As this effect applies only to the individual who destroys it, this information may not be of much use to most researchers. However, I shall leave a note of it to be consulted should the need arise. Addendum. When the Fey Lantern identified only a single individual, it did not attempt to charm them and instead appeared wary enough to simply watch them, yet due to the limited sample size, further confirmation will be necessary. That's quite a bit of useful tips. Well, I think I've got a rough idea of how to deal with it. Let's refer to this record for the intel and try suppressing it again. Okay. Well, we've nearly knocked out of this phase again, so that's noise, that's nice. Untroubled analysis, that does help. So yeah, Otis can no longer be charmed. So what we should do is try and get the final hit on... But she has been charmed! After this point, she can't be charmed, I suppose? Whatever. Point is, every single time we destroy it, one less person will be able to be charmed, as long as a different person kills it each time, I suppose? I don't know. We'll see. Nice one, dickheads. Well done. So Don Quixote is presumably safe now. So this went well last time, but that was mostly due to luck. Crypt dimension. Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Well, these chances aren't terrible. Give it a go. Oh yes, marvelous. The damage is mid, but it's still helpful. That's more like it. That's what we want to see. Thank you, Ryoshu. Appreciate it. The rupture is problematic, but not the worst thing in the world. Go on, Don! That's good. We can use that. Heathcliff, that's not brilliant. All we need is one clash. We just need one win. Good. Thank you, Don. Not Don. Thank you, Hongler. Okay, we can fucking absolutely snowball off that. Get some charge. Do you have the charge to inflict slash fragility? You do. And Ryoshu's going after you, so that'd be a lot of extra damage. We need to make sure we do a lot of slash damage this turn because he's going to have slash fragility on top of everything else. Go for it, lads. It's fine, Heathcliff. You're building yourself up. It's okay. That was terrible. Decent, but I would have liked more. Not getting many opportunities to build SP. Damage. Now it's doing this again. The teal-colored fairy appeared again at the tip of the branch. By now, everyone knew there was nothing more than bait. Except, clearly they didn't, because everyone's just, you know, out here. Number of charmed units +1 every time a part is restored. And these two are the only ones who have not been charmed. Thank you, Don Quixote, for not a single heads coin. Appreciated. This is going to take a while. That's a stagger. Attacking that fairy again will reveal its true form. This isn't your first time facing this entity. It won't be as hard as the first time. Sinners seem to agree. The fairy simply sat there in near complete stillness, only interrupted by its intermittently vibrating wings. It was as though the fairy knew you were coming. Who will answer the bait? Fucking no one from the looks of it. Go on, the Honglers never let me down. Yes, Hongler charged toward the fairy. After a light leap into the air, the sinner swung the weapon toward the fairy. Oh, the fairy appeared to scream, but no sound came from its mouth. Maybe it wasn't screaming at all. Perhaps it was just the swaying of the branches. The eyes are coming out. Gotta get out of there. Get out of there. Here we go again. Numerous eyes open one by one, gleaming from the shadows. They oscillate as though they'll jump out at us at any minute. So what now? Well, we hit it, I guess. Fairy is staggered. Gains permanent 5 fragile. Helpful. Unfortunately, there's still only 2 of us. Still, we'll do something with it, I suppose. Game is being very generous in this fight. Big hit. Go on, Don, I need a big one from you. There we go, that's what we wanted. Oh, yes. Still getting a little dicey, but I think we can power through. The damage is whatever, but it's something. Good job, Hongler. Yes. Merceau, you're unstoppable. Can't be defeated. Amazing. Ah. Not brilliant. That's more like it. Big hits. Stagger. Oh, luckily no. Almost staggered it again. Yeah, I kind of expected that. That's why I went for a block and an overcharge. Because I knew he wasn't going to be able to do anything this turn, which is why I had him use his defensive skill. Seemed like the right time for it. Not a lot we can do here other than just go for it. Not getting very lucky on the fucking skills, but what can you do?
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
The fucking charge shield will help though. That was big. That was a stagger and some serious damage. Ryoshu is not doing well. You're almost staggered. I'm hoping that Otis will be able to land the stagger and then Don will be able to finish it this round. If not, we might be in trouble. We can't really afford to lose Ryoshu. She's our highest damage dealer against this fucking thing. That's what we needed. Bring it home, Don. You didn't. That's bad. Oh, this is taking more rounds than it should. Oh god, Ryoshu's nearly dead. There we go. Fucking hell. So how much bleed does Ryoshu have? 6, 5. 3 applications of bleed would kill her, and both of her attacks do have 3 or more coins, and we would have to, and she'd have to clash them as well. You can't heal her, can you? No. She can only heal herself if she land. Oh, we don't even have the fucking resources for it anyway. This thing's lack of lust in this team. I think Ryoshu's the only one providing it even. If she's gonna die anyway, then we have her do a one-sided. Oh, she does have enough charge so that would kill her, so she's gonna have to use Leap and then die, and then we're gonna have to bring Faust in to help finish the job. We can ignore the attack that's hitting her, she's faster than it. But we have other things we need to deal with. Need to deal with that. Heathcliff, I would really like you to start fucking bringing it, lad, and you just ain't. It's spamming more of its big moves now as well, which is troublesome. It's an amusing situation, because it doesn't feel like I should be struggling with this, but lo and behold, we are. So she may as well just go for it.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Oh, please. No, come on. Thank you. We don't need that damage. I don't think we're gonna land a stagger. And Ryoshu's gone.
정의적이군.
Oh god, Heathcliff. Come on, man, I'm giving you every fucking chance.
내가 너를
Oh, why are we struggling with this thing? Ah,
부서진다.
that was decent. The healing is helpful. That's a lot of damage. I guess it doesn't help that Warp Corp are weak to blunt. And of course it keeps healing. Just causing us more problems. I'm hoping Rip Dimension might just end this for us straight away.
신속히 처리하죠.
It's a lot of damage if she does it right.
공간을 뭉갠다.
That's a lot of damage. Oh, so close! Fuck you! God damn it, we're just gonna eat a hit for no reason. Didn't need to eat that hit at all. Oh god, that's frustrating.
충전 기능 점검.
기회인 것 같소.
단숨에 정리하도록.
Oh, it's rough. It's getting real rough. Oh, jeez. We've nearly staggered it though. By rights, we shouldn't have to deal with these unbreakable coins. Not when it only has 180 health left on its body. Okay, we need to stagger it before these attacks come out. Luckily, it's very slow, so we can dictate the pace of this. You can do it, Musso. I believe in you. Get him, Don! Oh, that's more like it. Okay, I think we've got it. Fucking hell, Heathcliff. Also occurred to me we don't have it because there's different body parts and I forgot about this concept. In fact, I might have fucked it at the last hurdle. I might have actually completely screwed up at the last hurdle because I forgot how body parts work. I might have absolutely screwed it at the last hurdle. That might have been a thing I did. Yes, it might have been. Especially since we don't have the full team available because I didn't bring them in as backups. I might have fucked it. It is still very slow. We have 3 skills to work with, including a Rip Dimension, which would do not nearly enough damage. What about this? So Pathos Mathos does more damage if they're at low health. Not enough, though. 175. You're doing 37 to 35. Get rid of that for a moment. 20. I thought we'd get a fucking turn. A part breaking counts as a stack. Oh, no, I guess it doesn't count as a stagger, does it? I assumed it did, but I suppose it don't. Completely misread that situation. Okay. Rip space do pathetic. Rip dimension does pathetic amounts of damage. You really, yeah. Oh right, it's resistant to gloom. I see the issue now. Yeah. Wait, it's fatally weak to pride, and it's suffering lowered resistances. So why would Ripple do less damage? And it's fragile. What nonsense is this? Are these damage numbers straight up lying to me? I think they are. Because there is no reason at all why that should be doing less damage. No, sorry, let me rephrase that. There is no reason why Ripple should be doing less damage than is calculated. If anything, it should be doing a shit ton more. Because its resistances have been utterly wiped out, and it's suffering from 5 fragile. But an extra 50% damage. There is no logical reason why that would not work, and yet that appears to be the situation. I'm just gonna have to fucking gamble, lads, and hope that the game is wrong, which is not really something that one should have much confidence in, but there shouldn't be any... Oh, to be fair, that's currently assuming that we're not consuming charge. We will gain charge from this, which will allow that to consume it. I don't know, we'll see what happens.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하도록.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
65. I don't think it calculated it would do that much. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're absolutely fine. The game just lied to me.
공간을 제압 완료.
Yeah, absolutely. The game just lied. Okay. Only on the damage calculations, but fucking hell. Okay. Sometimes I need to be willing to look at that and go, okay, but is that actually correct?
이제부터 승객분들에게 아무 일도 없었던 것처럼 행동한다. 본관.
And that was another failed EX as
전부
well.
항구하도록.
What is the EX? Clue within 15 turns. It took me longer than 50. Well, I guess, yeah, to be fair, because some of the turns were just fighting the fairy. Once again, something I'll have to do off camera. Fuck yeah, no. Thing is, though, despite the fact that I'm like screaming and crying and waving my arms during these fights, I'm having a great time. I'm really enjoying them. I really like playing this as Warp Core because I really like how much of a struggle it is. It forces me to engage with the actual game rather than just being like, okay, well, if I use this skill, and this skill, I'm guaranteed to win the clashes and do maximum damage. Instead, I'm having to be like, is there a way out of this? Scrabbling for ideas and being like, okay, what to do? Because it goes without saying, maybe this wouldn't be the case for everyone, but I think this would be the case for most people. Playing with a crapper team makes you better at the game. You're not going to learn much if you're just win rating your way through everything, but being forced to struggle through a fight forces you to learn things and to take note of things. It just makes you better at the game. I think this is a good way to play at some point, right? Not necessarily, you don't have to struggle the entire time playing Limbus. If you want to be like, okay, well, I've got a good team that fucking works, great, use it. Totally use it, have fun, right? I love that the Kurakumo are now viable. I love using them for shit, absolutely. But I think it's worthwhile to, at least on occasion, run a team that has fallen behind in strength, or maybe even just isn't very good. I think this is a case of a team falling behind in strength, and muscle through and struggle and figure it out and do your best. I think that's a great way to learn to play the game. I think I've had a lot of powerful teams on this series, and I've had a lot of occasions where I, honest to God, accidentally picked the perfect team for a specific Kanto. As a result, I didn't perhaps learn as much from those fights as I could have. Here, I feel like I'm learning more, because I'm being forced to work for it. I'm not just being given a win on a platter, I have to fight for it. And that's fun. I like doing that. That's enjoyable. Hello, lad! This track is dope. So your counters are doing slash and their gluttony, so who is equipped to deal with that? Not you. There's not really a lot we can do about it because we can't really control who's going to take those clashes. It's going to be these two to begin with. This guy might actually be pretty tough. But we can prevent Merceau from taking it because he's not going to probably win his clash anyway. You're relatively decent at dealing with gluttony and slash, so you can kind of deal with it. How are you with envy? You're alright with envy. You'll inflict dimensional rifts, but that sucks. But I think this would be a good time for you because you can also get the charge, which you'll get from your defense. And if we can get 3 envy this turn, then Merceau could actually gain quite a bit of charge, which would get him off to a flying start. To this end, maybe charge leap would be a good shout. That's being defended. That one's being blocked. Okay, go over there. These are all neutral. They're also very fast. That one needs to be contested. And that one needs to be contested. You're going to have to try for it. You're going to have to try for that. You actually have a good chance of that, which pleases me. You can try for that. And then you two can just get some hits in. Which is good. That's exactly what Heathcliff needs to do. Yep, just get some hits in. Break. Otis, that was very close. Good job. You're fine. No. He sang thank you. Why is it always so close? Good. Plenty of charge count and some fragile. Love to see it. Punch him. That's what I like to see. You can do it, Merceau. He barely took any damage. And then there's this shit, which is actually going to be quite a bother. This track is an absolute bop. I love it. Very nice. You can't see nor hear it, but I'm fucking toe tapping, lads. Straight up toe tapping. Head bopping. Whole 9 yards. Can't be stopped.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Obviously, I've attempted to correspond to colors as best I could, but, you know, I wasn't at the luxury of doing it exactly the way I wanted to. Didn't destroy any of them, which is actually really problematic. Two, 4, 6, 7. Well, at least they're being kind. But these have attack weight. So we could see a lot of problems if we don't actually win some of these. At least they're all slow. We get to choose exactly how this will go. That's not attack weight, so you could actually block that. Go for it. Build some charge as well. Be helpful. At least we've got bloodied hands, so Otis will clash better. Ah, please, Musso. Come on. Musso. 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 Fuck's sake. That hurt. That's something. Heathcliff. Thank you. Fucking hell. Beautiful.
승객 보관 준비.
Nothing. That could have gone worse. Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. Having said that, he's getting a lot of bonuses, which do not fill me with joy. But we're gonna have to do the best we can. Oh, lads, I can't stop toe tapping. I cannot stop toe tapping. It ain't happening. Not today. This would help. If you used Fell Bullet, it would raise your gluttony resistance. Yeah, it would raise your gluttony resistance, which would improve your resistance against the counters. Okay. I had to take a moment to be like, why the fuck am I doing this? And I had to remember. You two build up in the meantime. Whoopsie doodle, do that. Plus, some of this SP expenditure will be offset if you actually win the fucking clash, so that could work. Blocked. These have all been contested. Very good. Oh, shut up. Okay, well, you know, yeah, okay. Heathcliff, you're going at the bottom of the fucking tier list. You haven't won barely anything in this canto. This is only to make sure you don't take as much damage. Yeah, it works. Nice, that worked out. So did that. You're fucked now, buddy. Not tons of damage, but still, it worked out. I didn't anticipate that. I anticipated so many other things, I didn't anticipate that. No damage is being done. And it's going to disappear again. Is it hiding in another dimension again? It is. It is doing that, actually. Focus on these two. Speed and coin power is no good for us. That's one. Oh, Heathcliff, please. Please, Heathcliff! Fucking hell. If you could just perhaps roll one heads coin in your fucking life. You utter bellend. Okay, well, let's look at this objectively, right? One clash win will deal with that, so we don't need to deal with the other one. But I would really like to have a dominating on that instead of a favored. I know it's a waste of rip space, but You don't actually have any other attacks anyway. I need that thing gone. And I need a guaranteed victory on it, so that everyone else can focus on doing other shit. I don't know if it's too late to kind of prevent that from doing its thing now, but having its effects on the Dimensional Traveler, I mean, but fucking give it a try.
방해물을 제거합니다.
We're not going to destroy that, and it's fine. Oh, nice, you did get rid of it. Please. Dawn will crush this thing. She nearly didn't. Fucking hell. At least you're getting some charge. Oh, these two stack. So he's getting more and more powerful. Failing to do that was actually a massive problem. Okay. I see the peril of the situation. If we destroy that first, he'll gain paralyzed. If Sinclair, if fucking Yi Sang can do that, it's iffy. We don't have to force that. You could to Pathos Mathos it. No, you couldn't. Because he's getting quite fast, you see, because he keeps coming through those portals and we keep fucking it up. Don Quixote doesn't have a lot of charge either, so she's going to need to build that up again. We're not doing bad for health, but that will change if he gets strong enough that he can just start winning his clashes. Also, the increased damage is increasing the damage of Prepared Retribution, which is going to cause us a lot of problems. I guarantee it. God, we need to see who these are targeting. Of course, you're targeting our fastest characters, so Yi Sang doesn't need to deal with that. Neutral, don't like it. Of course, using Ego is just going to make this worse, but that will inflict paralyze, so that's something. Okay, and who are you targeting? Don Quixote. So Don Quixote will actually have to deal with that, which leaves that open. You're targeting Yi Sang, and I hate you. I hate you so much. You are such a bastard. Keep it chill for now. Okay. Throw rocks at him. Do it.
복을 구하고 싶다면 정성을 들여 빌어보시오.
Very nice, 22 damage. I'm sure he'll think about that. You also didn't inflict the paralyze because it was tails, not heads, but whatever. I love you, Otis. I do. Dawn is doing very well. Very much appreciate her. Fucking hell. I suppose it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good either. I think we're gonna need some pursuance soon. If the fight's been anything to go by, it'll soon emerge from one of the dimensional rifts, true. If we can intuit its next point of emergence, maybe we can deal a fatal blow against it before it fully emerges from the dimensional rift. If we can prevent it from getting more permanent bonuses, I'd really appreciate that. Who can intuit it? Otis, obviously. Please. Thank you. Soon the entity began crawling out of the dimensional rift that Otis selected. Though it sensed the sinner's presence before it emerged, it didn't have enough time to act before Otis swung their weapon at it. The entity hurriedly closed the dimensional rift as it fled back into its safety. That seemed to have destabilized the dimensional rift. Opportunity. Gains 3 offense level down. Otis gains 3 offense level up. That's it! Okay, no, but it was actually good because it... Yeah, okay. Right, cool. I thought that's all it did. I was going to get very upset. So you're primarily targeting Yi Sang. The only person who can actually contest you right now is either Yi Sang... Nah. 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 Let's not play his game, shall we? Can you win with Holiday? You can. Now we'll also get everyone else SP. Let's use this opportunity to build ourselves back up while also dealing damage. We can't use Pursuance at the moment anyway. We need more Sloth and Pride, which we are getting this turn. Scary.
이 선물을 퍼부어 주도록 하지.
That was more damage than I was expecting, I gotta be honest, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that in the future. You've almost staggered one of its arms, though. Decent, I suppose. Okay. Oh boy. Vomit byproducts. Don't love it. Don't love it at all. I don't love putting all my eggs in one basket, but what choice do I have exactly? We could do is smashing up one of his arms at the very least. Give it your best shot, lads. I don't fucking know. Oh, you sang, please. Oh, fucking hell. You've absolutely fucked us. Wow. One and done. Oh, the stagger. Oh, Ryoshu, thank you. Ah, yes. Oh, marvelous. Okay, well, let's see what Faust can do. Yeesh. Problem is, at the moment, Heathcliff is just building charge. He's not getting to pay it off. Now he can. Okay, that could help. He hasn't got any more counters for us at the moment. That's good. Which means if we fight well, there's actually no guaranteed damage this turn, which is huge. What do you need for this? You need Lust, which we will get this turn. Alright. We've got means by which to actually fight this. You're too slow, and he's not targeting you. That's fine. Lean into damage then. But we still need to beat this round of combat. Ryoshu, can you do it? No. Now you can. Not long until the left hand staggers. Some ego spam will definitely be required, though you do gain more power when you're shielded and you have a ton of charge. Best thing I've got is to try and smash that arm up before he gets to use it. It depends who gets to go first. Having said that, I don't think you're going to do enough damage anyway, but I'm not flush with options right now. If you could slow him down, that'd be fucking incredible. Well, give it a go. At least that's max damage. Maybe a stagger or two could happen soon. That's decent. Not enough, but decent. No. Oh, he's in trouble. You're both in trouble. You're gonna die. Yep. Interesting. Okay. Heathcliff, I need you to hit him. That wasn't really enough, but, you know, we can't ask more than what you can do, I guess. The bind is helpful. We have 2 staggers, 4 people left. Heathcliff is getting additional skills now, though, per turn. I can't tell if that's good or not. I'm not sure he's the one I would have chosen. Then again, of who's currently remaining, actually, I would have chose Don. I would have 100% chose Don to do it. Not an option I get to make, though. He is... Rip space is a problem. Don might be able to do something about it. We could get the full Envy Resonance. This would give charge count to all allies by Envy Resonance as well. You could win that. You can't even clash with those. Heathcliff can take those attacks to the point where I'm genuinely considering not even contesting them. Having said that, the rupture would accumulate. If anyone can win, like practically guaranteed, which is not you. Favored. Rip space is not really the play right now, but I want to use it to get the Envy Resonance. That's what I want. That would get you maximum Envy Resonance for Absolute Resonance. guarantees a victory on that, and then that would mitigate damage as well. This seems like the play. I don't know. We'll see.
신속히 처리하죠.
That's good. Some damage was done. Most importantly, he won the clash. And he won that clash too. And Don Quixote won that clash. Marvelous.
전부 찢어버리겠네.
That's pretty cool. It just didn't do much, but it was pretty cool. I didn't do much damage, which is great. You hit him. You hit him too. Everyone's back now. We need to beat this somehow. We might need to telepole again. See if we can get as much envy resin as possible to help her out. That's about as good as we're going to get. There's no more envy resin to be done. We are very much relying on Don Quixote to pull this out. You can do it, Don. That's a hit. That's also a hit. Oh, fucking hell. It scares me.
전부 찢어버리겠네.
Very nice. Okay. Not that bad in the grand scheme of things. I really like that I have to work for this. Ah, fucking hell. Well, we've stabilized the situation at least. And now we have fluid sac. Unfortunately, your counters are back. I need to think about this more carefully, because the counter will only counter attacks on the left blade. This is something I haven't considered throughout the entire fight because details slip through the cracks. They just do. This will not hurt Heathcliff much, and he won't fucking stagger. Oh, God. He won't stagger because he's, well, you know, he just won't stagger. He might die at some point, but he won't stagger. That's going to Yi Sang. Now, how's Yi Sang for this? Bad. Is there anyone who's... I mean, you don't have enough health, really. Although you could take it. You have standard gluttony resistance and ineffectiveness to slash, so that would work. You could deal with that and you'd be okay. And it's just dealing with this shit. The rip space remains an issue, although, strictly speaking, Faust could take it. It would just suck real bad, but she could take it. You have a lot of charge. Might be time to spend it for damage. But countering the one with attack wave, the only one who's going to really suffer this turn is Faust, and she's just going to have to fucking deal with it. She's just going to have to deal with it. I can only hope that this goes first. That's about what I got. Very nice. Everything's okay. Big hits. Not so much, but hits. Nevertheless. Oh. Good, 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 good. This will keep everyone alive.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
It's great, because we're not even well built for fluid sac as such. We have to work to get it, so it doesn't unbalance the fight by making us invincible. Yeah, I figured. That amazing SP and HP heal can only be done occasionally. It can't be spammed, because we just don't have the resources for it. Which adds a genuinely challenging wrinkle to the fight. We have to be careful. We can't take unnecessary damage, but sometimes we have to be willing to take that damage to achieve an overall objective. Fucking send him, lad. Last game. Oh, beautiful. Broke his arm. Faust has been staggered, but she did good work. Everyone's SP's looking pretty fucking high right now. Unfortunately, we got this shit, but this is manageable. No more counters. And there are no unbreakable coins, which means potentially we could just not take damage this turn. That would be nice. Okay, that needs to be dealt with probably by Merceau. Maso's not doing great, but Maso does have Chains of Others, which can keep her safe. Yep. Yusang can deal with that. That's going to Heathcliff. Heathcliff, I think, can handle it. Heathcliff's actually started coming into his own now in this fight, and he's actually going to start being effective. He has been effective throughout the fight, but more so now. This is good. This is exactly what we need. Use EC in case we need more ego, because we have no lust right now, and you just hit the fuck out of him. This should go all right. I think we've got him paired. We've got him nailed now. Good job, Yusang. Jesus Christ. Don't scare me like that. I don't need it.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
Don, thank you. Oh yeah. Yes! Yes, kill him! Oh, that felt good. That felt very good. I was pleased with that. That bit there, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, him landing the fucking combo to knock him out. Yeah, that pleased me. We did not EX that. There's no fucking way.
정리 끝.
We did!
꽤 멀리까지 튀어서 정리하기 힘들겠지만
Success!
너희가 이해해라. 힘 조절이 될 만한 놈이었으면 내가 오지도 않았을 테니까.
Look at me! There's Charm, Wayward, Doubt, there's more. I could do one more combat encounter, couldn't I? Yeah, I could. One more. These are all going to be fairly abridged. I don't know. I don't know how I'll edit it. We'll see. It's been a while. What do you mean attack skill vital power plus 6? You know what? I need to take a quick break. I'm starving. And I'm gonna need it for this, I guarantee it. That was good food. I appreciate that. My strength has been restored. The leftover pasta bakers empowered me. All right, Ebony Queen's apple. Let's have a looky. Okay. Inflict 2 bind on all enemies. This lasts until the roots are broken. The roots part gains 3 attack power up for every unbroken arm part. Does not get its effect if the roots are broken. Okay, so we need to break something. Because plus 6 attack power is pretty abysmal for us. Yeah, it sure is. Okay, alright, well. Ryoshu, how you feeling? Nope. Nope. Yusang, how you feeling? Nope. Okay. Musto, how you feeling about that? Neutral! Hey, neutral boy is neutral. What a surprise. Okay. The damage doesn't appear to be too bad, but this does definitely seem to be a damage over time situation that the apple is working with. We don't need to hit the fruit for now, so we won't get countered. That's nice. Heathcliff can't hit anything, but that's absolutely fine. The stems appear to be quite durable, the legs not so much, so why don't you start punching them in? You're stuck with this. I don't envy you, lad. Honestly, a situation where I'd say probably just let that through and focus on damaging it. We'll sort out our other clashes first. Verso's got his pick of the litter. These two don't. It is a bit awkward. Favored, neutral. Okay, well, if you can beat one, that would be marvelous. Seems like we really need to focus on a stem and just destroy it. That seems like the best bet. You're going to take quite a few hits, aren't you? Yes, you are. Not a lot we can do about it. We don't have Pagrisha, so that's not an option. How bad will this be for you? Not that bad, but you will take a lot of bleed and rupture. So it will get pretty bad, actually. You're gonna get like 6 counts of 4 bleed, which sucks. Unless you manage to beat one of them, which you might. If we can start lowering the root's attack power, that means we'll be able to start clashing it. Mean. Good job, Hongler. Pleased with you. Love it. Love that less. Merso's gonna have a shit turn. Indeed. Nice one. Good damage. That was barely any damage. You're fine. We've not really hurt the stem as such, but we're working on it. And no one really gained any SP except for Honglu, which is great, but that's going to be a problem. I don't think there's a damn thing we can do about it right now. Struggling. I'll weigh up my options. Struggling. Struggling. Hopeless even. Struggling. And hopeless. Oh, yeah. And hopeless. And hopeless. And struggling. And you can't even swing back at it. And as for you, it's hopeless. It's hopeless! I think even if we fail to crack it, it's still going to cause a lot of problems, like it's going to inflict bleed and the sum potency of all negative effects, but at the very least it won't activate the ruptures on people, and it won't do nearly as much damage. And I think winning something big this early on that we're kind of not supposed to win, or at least with our current capabilities we're not supposed to win, could help us. That could actually do a lot in the future. Yeah, focus on the right stem. If we can break that stupid thing, its attack power will go down. That's about what we got. Give it a go. Heathcliff, that is so unacceptably bad. Otis, please, not you two. Okay. That's more understandable. He didn't have a good chance on that one. Fuck's sake. Can one of you get heads, please? Fuck it out.
다음 세상으로 넘어가려면 자, 여기구나.
It's just like XCOM, right? 50% chance of heads actually means a 10% chance of heads. It doesn't. Not mathematically, but in reality, yeah. Okay, well, we're fending it off, but we are suffering a bit, that's for sure. Especially Merceau. A lot of bleed. He'll probably stagger soon. We ain't got enough resources to really do any ego yet. And Honglu is -1 fucking SP, so he's not doing great. And it still has 6 damage, or 6 attack power up, and that's no good. And I'm just really doing my best. Fucking hell. It's time for the chains of others, I reckon. Do a big debuff. Although it only apply to the roots, of course, but that will help us next turn regardless. So it all comes together, kinda. Heathcliff. Struggling. If maybe you could just land some free hits, build up your charge, that'd be nice. More useful than what you're currently doing. Yeah, I don't like Honglu's chance. Nah, actually, I'll tell you what. Actually, it depends, really, doesn't it? Although that would get bloodied hands. It's not going to do a lot of damage, so it doesn't need to be blocked. It would really be better if it could be beaten. The status effects are the issue. If you can leap at the right stem and do some damage to it, if you can just punch the shit out of it, we'll go from there. You did it! Honglu, you're amazing! Oh, I don't believe it. Yes! Big hits. Oh, Yi Sang, that was incredible. Oh, I loved it. Everything about that was marvelous. This might actually be a good turn. I don't know, maybe. I like the punches. Please keep doing it. Oh, let me know. Oh, that had attack weight. I didn't even notice. That bleed is going to wear us down. But we have done a reasonable amount of damage so far. Which is surprising, but it's true. Okay, so the roots have -4, so it's only gaining +2 attack. So we can actually work with that. We've all got fragile, though. Which ain't brilliant. We'll continue to ignore the fruit, I suppose. We just don't want to get countered. Maybe we're supposed to go for the fruit, but I don't feel like we are. Nothing is indicating that that's the play, so I'm not going to do it. What it's currently indicating to me is that destroying one of these stems will make the situation easier. So that's what I'm going to try for. You do have telepole, which is really useful for everyone, and you would win with it. We won't be able to get much envy resonance, but we'll be able to get some. You're not being targeted by anything, but you could absolutely ruin the right stem. Right stem, which is here. Yi Sang has a target. Hong Le has a target. Give it a go, may as well. And then Otis can go for that. Should be alright. We need her to start spending her charge, really, because that's how we get more Clash power-ups. How much charge do you have? Not much. You wouldn't consume any charge for doing this. You're better off just continuing to punch. Keep building yourself up, lad. You'll get there eventually. Just hack at it and see what you can do. Although... on the one hand, you could give Don Quixote more charge. She doesn't really need it, though. On the other hand, you could just give Hong Le a little bit of a resonance boost. And do more damage. But fuck it. Give it a try. See what happens. Otis, that was marvelous, and I loved it. Almost staggered. On the right stem, very specifically. Good job. Love it. Telepole! I'm immediately starting to really like this ego. He's fucking sick. Good stuff. Not much damage, but it helps. That's okay. We can take that. Good job, Yi Sang. Lovely. Not great. Didn't notice that. It's okay. Big damage. We like that. He's taking so much bleed damage. Oh my god. I didn't notice that. Merceau, speak to me. Fucking hell. He might just die. We don't have any healing ego for him. He could while away his turns by guarding, however. And the apple currently has less skills available, so... could work. Oh, the inhumanity! Merceau, my dear friend, speak to me. So, would you lose power at the end of the turn? Doesn't specify. If we can potentially break that before Otis gets to that, or sorry, before Heathcliff gets to that, that might give us a chance. It has 82 health. 51. 42. This could do it. You're not gonna let me do it though, are you? Not without taking a toll. Oh, we need to cover Merceau. He's just gonna get... fuck it. Block it. You'll be alright, lad. Don't worry. It'll be okay. Trust me. Just hang in there. He just can't attack anymore. Oh, he's gonna get staggered, but there's only one coin, so it's not a big deal. Probably. See what you can do. Good start. Well done.
다음 세상으로 넘어가려면 자, 여기구나.
82. Not bad. Yes, lad. Do it. Fuck it up. Respectable. I'll take it. Stem's not destroyed, but that's okay. No stagger? Surprising. Heartbroken! You're weaker now! Oh, Merceau is staggered, and also might be doomed. Well. Depends how much damage this does, assuming the coin is broken. I fucking hope it is. These need to be dealt with, of course, but we've definitely got an advantage on the action economy right now, which is a big help. As nice as it would be to allow Otis to just win that clash with Charged Leap, I'm not sure I can take the risk. I might have to use Ego for it. Well, you actually can't, so that's moot. Can you get it through Yasta and Yatta? It's roughly the same odds, to be honest. What if you did this and got everyone's SP up? Yeah, that'll work. You might get countered, but well, you might get countered. Although it doesn't count as multiple hits, so it shouldn't, but I don't know, we'll see. Good opportunities to learn things, hey? Well, she's guaranteed to Saga this turn, but as long as she hits that first, that's what matters. I think for this turn, we go in on the roots. We can land a Saga, that'll do the trick. As for Musso, good luck, lad.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
That was incredible! No! Didn't need that! Oh! Yikes! Break the roots! Break them! Okay, 2 Sagas is not so bad. But Musso still can't hit people. Or he'll die. Otis suffered really bad. She's got a shit ton of bleed now. Smash up those roots. Give us a turn. Just 1 turn of peace. You're not going to break them. Not with that low level output, so go for it. You did it! Hey, nice! Big damage. Good job. You didn't get any charge for that because it wasn't a heads hit. I believe Musso is dead. He also died in quite a dramatic way. Yes, Faust is here now. Welcome to Limbus Company. We have a masculine approach to therapy, which is to say don't bother, and the game mechanics gaslight you. But the reality of the situation, of course, is that whilst these estimations and stuff are very useful for shorthand planning, in reality you need to be looking at these things and actually, you know, making calculations, figuring things out. Look at something and go, does that actually make sense? And if so, great. If not, then you need to ask why. And then plan around it. We really need Fluid Sac. We obviously need Lust, but we also need Envy. Shouldn't take long to get what we need. Although, having said that, Ryoshi's not going to get any more EC anytime soon, but we'll do our best. Go on, lads.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Go on, Heathcliff. Big hits. Yikes. Good job, Otis. I forgot about your bleed. That's pretty serious. It just got worse. Staggered your stem. Damage. Broke your roots. Go for him. Do some damage. Lots of damage to the stem. Big damage, though you did hurt yourself in the process. Left stem's almost destroyed. The fruit is a permanent weak point now. If she doesn't do any clashing and she just uses to Pathos Mathos, she'll only take 1 instance of 21 bleed, so she should be okay. And she can contribute to overall damage. Her SP means nothing, she can't clash anymore anyway. Still toe tapping. Can't stop toe tapping. You deal with fucking hell, that's only favored? You insane. Yeah, it's because you're low SP. Fuck it, give it a try, and then everyone else go in on the fruit, hit the fruit, mess up the fruit, do damage, win the points, please. Good stuff, please. I've really had to fight for all 3 of these, and these are, I wouldn't even call them mini bosses as such. I guess they could be considered mini bosses, but not really. Not great. Get him, Otis. Big damage.
목적이 있었지.
That's more like it. She's dying. Go on. Yeah. What now? You're fighting with the fruit. Bring me Snow White. If this unit has the audacity. Oh, fucking hell. If this unit has roots game 1, the audacity. Well, you don't, because we destroyed your roots.
이번
Are we
차량을
currently
정리하는
debating the audacity of this bitch in any regard?
다른 일이 있는가?
We don't appear to be. More lust. May as well do that. We're almost there.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
Big hits. Love to see it. Seem to be okay. We might be able to land a stagger though.
생각하시오.
That was a break. Oh, that applied fragile. Good, I like that. And it has nothing right now. Everyone except Otis go in. Oh, absolutely.
이상 승객을 정리합니다.
Big hits. I don't think we'll win it this turn, but we'll do a lot of damage. Good, good, good. You do have to charge to debuff it next turn. That's super useful and I greatly appreciate it. It's not doing anything because it can't. Love to see it. Okay. Damage, except for this to offset. Go in. Oh, we've got it. There we go. That one was and wasn't close. We were getting worn down, that's for sure. But we had a handle on the situation, I'd say.
훌륭한 전시회였어.
And we EX'd it, which is nice.
이걸 오히려 고맙다고 말해야 하나?
Well, that was an ordeal. I think that'll do for me for today. Fucking hell, it's been over 3 hours as well. You can't say I'm not putting work into these. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. The combat section's been a ton of fun because they're an actual fucking challenge and I'm having to work at them. And I'm really enjoying them. I think I'll enjoy them less later because these are presumably quite easy compared to what comes later. So that'll be a thing then. I think possibly ego might have to save me in this regard, and I'm gonna have to really knuckle down and figure out what the best ego for each situation is gonna be. Telepole was a good pull. That's helped us quite a lot. That can get Don Quixote going, and actually get the rest of the team going as well if we're landing consistent envy resonances. So that's quite effective in its own way. Never underestimate the chain of others. It's fucking amazing. And Heathcliff takes a while to get going in these encounters, but when he does, he becomes extremely effective, and he's quite durable as well. I think trying to sneak in the defensive skill to get the overcharge at some point is important. It's just picking the right moment. Because if there are turns where he can land free hits, it's very useful to him to take them, because he struggles to build charge. It's all by design, of course. It's not, I think, in any way unintentional. He has to hit people to get stronger. Because if he didn't, he'd be fucking ridiculous, frankly. It's an interesting dynamic trying to put it all together. Merceau is surprisingly versatile. He does well in more combat encounters than I'd expect. His effects actually synergize quite well with Ryoshu in that he can provide slash fragility to allow her to go in and finish the job. He's a decent blocker, he's quite durable. So he can kind of lend himself to any situation, and his ego are really useful as well. Of course, Chains of Others debuffs, Pursuance heals, fucking Electric Screaming does the whole envy resonance thing. There's lots to play with there, and there's lots he can do, and there's lots that everyone can technically do. I find I have the least utility in any moment for Yi Sang, but I'd say he performs well enough that it's okay. People have said he's more of a rupture identity than a charge identity, which, yeah, I see it, but still. It's mainly Warp Corp rather than charge specifically, isn't it? Although the two are very intrinsically linked, there is a distinction. There'll be more to work on in the future for sure, but the Kanto is very fun and very interesting, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I'll leave it there for you, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Hotraman, Christopher Hoos, Donut, Agent of Chaos, Honor D, Geigen, Callie, Prince of Lemons, Moongod, Megan, Volwolf, Miscreant, Rockreeker, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Sly the Hexira, Abyssal Angie, Princeps, Jacomu, Super Stitix, Fireheart, Mighty PH, Ancestor, Landelian, Gage Johnston, Saga, Rory, Jack, Ninja Dog, Emma Fox, me, Grand Captain General, Peace, Mean Babby Bag Turtle. This is really hard. card at the end of 3 hours. Kurds, Kane of Samaria, Portrait of Brack, Lifesteal, Unclever Names, Summercat, Flanny, Painted Shagoon, Proxy, Cabanera, Moa, Harak J, Dressos, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Zeon, Cedarbin, Wartal, Kia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica, Busoni, Pie, Jeremy Ghost, Apollo by K-Bob, Magic Hour, Frost by SB106A, and Namad. For support me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, we're in for it. It's going to be a rough ride. But, damn, I'm having a lot of fun along the way. I like how they've presented Ryoshu's whole thing, where it's like, oh, yes, we're going to look into her memories and finally solve, you know, a bit of the mystery. Nope, her memories are completely fractured. We still have no idea what the fuck's going on. Obviously, that will unravel and become more apparent as the canto goes on. But it does do a good job of still building up an air of mystery where you're like, what the fuck is actually happening with her? What's the deal? We'll find out soon. But that's all for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Doodles. Goodbye.